folks is going to be watching, because seeing Ronda Rousey in the cage is something that people want to see. I definitely want to see not just her, but I want to see Nate Diaz in that cage too. And speaking of Nate Diaz, him and Mike Perry, I think they're going to have a very good fight. I'm seeing tons of interviews and press conferences with these two. They're taking a lot of photos, right? If you're watching YouTube and you're into any type of mixed martial arts, you're seeing this stuff pop up on your feed. And that's what I'm talking about it. And so anyways, I think it's going to be a heavy hitting fight though, right? Like, in just my personal opinion, I've been hearing a lot of people speaking and giving their opinion on what they think is going to happen. Even Ariel Helwani, I think, has probably been the one who's been talking about it. And I get the most insight from, right? Because he likes to spend a lot of time in the MMA world. But I think it's going to come down to hands, right? Like Mike Perry, he's a stand-up fighter, as far as I know. From the highlights and fights that I've seen from him, it's mostly been bare knuckle fighting, and that's of course stand-up. And he's got power. He's got a lot of power in those punches. And the thing about Nate Diaz is, he likes to scrap too. And in almost every fight that I've seen of Nate Diaz, he's always trying to stand up and throw some hands, and or slap you. He's got that Stockton slap, that kind of could get you shaken up a little bit, right? But I think ultimately, if it comes down to like a stand-up boxing match, Mike Perry is going to have the advantage in that particular aspect, because he's got not just size, but he's got a solid chin, right? Like, and I don't mean size as in height. I mean size as in muscle mass, right? Like Nate Diaz, he's got a lot of height, but he is on the thinner side, similar to myself, right? So when he's hitting you, you're getting hit and you're feeling it. But he, instead of hitting you with one great power punch, is going to hit you with about 3 or 4 awkward jabs and crosses and get you in the points that way, right? And it's a smart fighting tactic, but if it goes to the ground, which I think Nate Diaz is not afraid to take it, he's not afraid to take it there, especially if he starts struggling. I think it's going to be all Nate Diaz, right? I don't know, and I'm not too familiar with Mike Perry's mat work, right? If you guys are watching and have some type of insight, to his mat work, if he's a ground fighter and knows any of that jiu-jitsu stuff, let me know. But as far as I know, he seems to just be a good striker, a great striker. And so if Nate Diaz gets him down and puts him in a choke, I think he's going to tap. And, Nate Diaz has the skill to just as easily transition into an armbar for an armbar tap out as he can a choke, right? And so, although I think that it is going to be a stand-up fight for the most part, right? These guys are going to go in there and they're going to want to knock each other out, right? They haven't even been talking a lot of shit or trash to each other either. Like, they've been pretty cordial with each other in these post-media conference scrums that they're having. So definitely want to see what their attitude and energy is like in the cage. And I think it's going to be a similar fight to Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano. I think that because of the size difference there, it's the same but different, right? Like Gina Carano, she's a big woman, bigger than Ronda Rousey, of course. And so she's got that power, right? And she's already, I think, supposed to be like a strong striker. So Ronda has to worry about that stand-up game, right? If she gets kicked in the wrong place or takes a overhand right to the head, Ronda Rousey has a history of getting shaken up from punches like that and then kind of losing focus a little bit. And I'd hate to see that happen, right? Because we haven't seen Ronda Rousey in a cage for a really long time. And so to see her come back and get in a cage and then lose, like, I don't think is going to happen. I'm not sure if it's going to go the distance. I think that much like the Nate Diaz and Mike Perry fight, Ronda Rousey is going to try and stand up and scrap as opposed to just going for the quick takedown armbar submission. Because a lot of people think that she can't scrap and she likes to show people wrong, right? Like when she went in there with Nunes, she didn't really have a chance to throw hands because Amanda Nunes, she just socked her up real quick. But like, what's her name? Katie Holmes, I think is her name, right? The first girl to put that loss on Ronda Rousey's record. Caught her with some kicks and mostly that jab, right? Jabs, long kicks, and cross punches. kept Ronda Rousey kind of shaken up, and she lost. But because Ronda Rousey is the badass that she is, she can take someone to the ground at any minute and break that arm, you know. And I would fear, as a man facing Ronda Rousey, no doubt, right? I see her on those videos. She's tossing men around, no problem. And the impact and velocity in which she is flipping people is tremendous, right? Like, so even though Ronda's given up a lot of size, I think that she has had some experience now going against scrappers, people who are going to try and do a stand-up game. And that'll be a little bit different. You know, we'll see how it goes, though. I'm expecting, if I were to have to throw out a prediction, I would say Nate Diaz goes with the win with a armbar submission, probably like in the 3rd round. And Ronda Rousey, I think it's going to go either first round KO. It could go 3 rounds. I know Ronda Rousey has a gas tank because she spent a lot of time wrestling in the WWE, and that type of sport, it builds up your endurance. And I don't know where the endurance for Gina's at. It's going to be interesting to see where she is, though. And that will be that, you know. So I'm going to look forward to seeing that fight. Okay.